You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, G.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show.
Hey everybody, no more drama in our lives. The reunion today, part 2, Shahs of Sunset. We've got our whole crew together again.
Yay! What about your friend?
Hey, yeah, that's a good song to sing.
We're excited because there's no more drama. We hopefully for this episode we didn't see too much drama, so that's great to see. My name is Lyndsey Wegner. I'm your host for the evening, and I am joined tonight by both of my lovely co-hosts.
Co-host. Hey everyone, I'm Cortez West, and I'm sitting next to my lovely
English Cleveland. I am back, you guys, and I missed you.
From New Orleans.
So we're all glad to be back together again. Let's jump into this episode and get going right away, talking about Persian people always being late. MJ addresses that question, and
English,
she says,
are you Persian?
No, why?
You're late.
Well,
That's a slap on the knee right there. I got that one.
Whatever.
English is Persian, y'all.
No,
she said they always have things to do. They're always busy, like walking their dogs and stuff like that. And Andy's like, well, I walk my dog and I'm not late. But, you know, Andy's going to give
put on your gold, and you have to drink your Turkish
diamond
coffee
water.
and your diamond water.
It's definitely, I feel like, different for a girl to be late than it is for a guy to be late, as we usually prepare ourselves and make sure that we always look, you know, dressed and ready and fresh to go. So I feel like it's different, and the girls maybe see that. We do always see that MJ is late. Pretty much in every episode, she's trying on 15 outfits just to make sure and find out what looks good. And
That's me, too, so I mean, I feel it.
She's Persian.
I'm Persian, and maybe I don't even know it.
Just kidding.
well, let's move into a little bit of a deeper topic. The situation that we saw happen with Reza and Sasha at the club when Reza called Sasha the F word, the gay slur. You know, we had a couple episodes centering around this topic, and they didn't really touch on it much in the reunion, which it was surprising to me because it was such a controversial topic. What did you guys feel? What did you guys think when all that was going down? Were you on Team Reza? Were you Team Sasha? Were you somewhere in the middle?
I was not definitely Team Reza. Especially, I hate when the skillet likes to call the kettle black, like they say. I just don't agree with just because, you know, there's someone that used, like, he said, he reminded him of himself, you know, and back in the day when he first came over, and he's so flamboyant. He had to find his way as well. Sasha just, you know, he's new here. He's still, and it's in a world where you can be completely free. Like, that's like going to Mardi Gras or Vegas, and it's like you're gonna let go a little bit more there than if you were at home. So, and then, you know, you go a few more times and you're not as crazy because you understand it's dangerous and the dynamics, and you get acclimated into like the reality of life. And I feel like I don't want to say if it was like a sense of jealousy, but he definitely was not giving him a fair chance and was single-handedly ruling him out when people that weren't even gay were defending him.
And so that brings up my point. The people who were not gay defending him. It wasn't the fact, to me, it wasn't the fact that he was calling him the F word. It was the simple fact of, like what you said, you know, he saw himself when he was younger. So therefore, you know already that you have to change. You have to be around that person. So why don't you be a mentor to this person? Try to, for that matter. But also, like as we said before, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, for one. Then it's not what you say, it's where you say it and when you say it. And he was in the wrong environment to have said that. You're in a club, already inebriated a little bit, and you know that's going to push your little ego a little bit more. So why do that? You know, so
I definitely sided with Mike in this situation, kind of sticking up for this kid that's
He's an
just
underdog,
been there.
right.
You know, Reza said that he all of a sudden, Sasha gets this freedom in America, and he had to suffer in Iran for 40 years. Well, that doesn't mean that you take it out on somebody else or you bully somebody else just because you were hurt by something. You know, we've all, I'm sure at some point in our lives, and some point in most of the viewers' lives, we've all been bullied about something. And it doesn't mean that you go out and do that to somebody else. It means that you become a stronger person and hopefully can help somebody that's going through the same situation or a similar situation as yourself. And so when I saw Mike protecting Sasha, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm always big on protecting or covering for the underdog, who I consider is the underdog, should I say.
I think it's a little bit of it stemmed from, there was a little tinge of jealousy because remember, Reza came home and he was in the house with Adam. So I think it was just territorial kind of, and it just left a bad taste in his mouth and then alcohol involved, you just want to pop off and say things that aren't appropriate.
But this brought up the fact that, do you back your friends up if they've done something wrong? Do you stick by your friends? Or do you take somebody else's side? What would you do in that situation, Cortez?
Well, for me, first, fish your hair. You know, I don't want you looking like a little bunny on TV.
Thanks.
You know? Yeah.
We good?
There you go. Take it there.
Okay, thanks.
There you go. All right. Well,
Always looking out for our co-host here.
of course. For me, it depends on the situation. In this particular situation with that, I would have pulled my friend aside right then and there and said, you were wrong. Right then and there. You always get them right when they did it. That's like when a dog, you training a dog, as soon as they do it, you get them right then and there. And and that way your friend will understand, okay, all right, so this is the kind of a true friend because they're going to correct me when it needs to be corrected. But to answer your question, I don't think I would back up my friend if they're wrong. No, because my friend would know me. If I'm not backing them up, that means they're wrong.
I would personally, because I know my friend, so, and I know that this is not my friend right now. So I'm going to defend my friend in a different way, kind of be the peer mediator.
Of course, be like, all right.
No, and I'm going to apologize for him because
exactly.
if this is really my friend, when it's all said and done at the end of the day, all friends have to have some kind of like-minded, and that's the only reason why you're a friend. So right now, you're not acting like yourself. Yeah. I'm sorry to you that he is acting this way, because when we're going to talk, this is not the real him, and when we get home or after this, we will talk about it. Yeah. Then, you know, it kind of diffuses the situation because it's, you know, someone's apologizing. It might not be the person, and then Mike can pull Reza to the side and be like, hey, don't say anything else about it. Whether you feel right now at this moment this way, I know this is not you and you don't genuinely feel this way. You're really acting out of place. And I think that's where you can kind of play like the middle ground. And so it doesn't seem, you know, you're still riding for your friend because you know who they are. So I do feel like you should always defend your friends, ride for them until the end, and then, you know, knock them in the head. Like, wake up, you know, wake up. You're not in reality right now.
I would probably do something similar where I would apologize for my friend, pull my friend aside and say, hey, we need to go.
Yeah.
This is not good behavior. I'm on your side. I've got your back. But I'm not going to let you talk to somebody like this because you're just digging yourself into a hole that you're going to have a really difficult time digging yourself out of.
Especially
out in imagine, like, if a fight broke out, I'm fighting for you for something that you are acting ridiculously stupid about, and now you're putting me at risk and in a bad situation, and now I may have to break a nail or something because of you being stupid.
Yeah.
See, this gets me so riled up.
I know. I
haven't been here, and now I'm like, hey.
But no, I've been in situations like that before, like been out at a lounge or somewhere, a party or something, and like, I don't deal well with people who cannot handle their liquor. And the person was just all over everyone, just elbowing people and pushing people, and he stepped on my shoes. You know how I am about my shoes.
Oh, yes.
So when he stepped on my shoes, I didn't go like, man, you know, what's going on? Because I knew he was already inebriated. But when his friend was just like, I'm sorry, and pulled him away, I was like, okay, I can understand. He's a little bit, you know, so-and-so. So that makes sense for me. If my friend or your friend is going to, you know, take the blame and apologize for them, I know that person is not that wild all the time. So it could be the liquor. So, yeah.
Okay, so now Reza apologized to Sasha, and
then hopefully that situation
that's it.
has all been cleared up. We obviously continue to see tension with Reza and Mike throughout the episode, but we'll get to that maybe a little bit more towards the end.
Okay.
They talk a lot about their trip to Turkey, about starting with the veils and Gigi kind of stopping Reza from making a scene and getting into something where he could have gotten himself in trouble again. She stops him. She hooks. Hooks, as we all learned, hook now.
Yeah.
And they were also talking about the call to prayer at the mosque and how Mike viewed it differently than Asa. And the big thing that I thought was interesting about that was the equal treatment of women and how Andy brought that up, because obviously Asa, being in her country, isn't getting equal treatment. And this is her homeland. And they say, you're Americans now. I'm trying to think, if I went home somewhere and I wasn't allowed to be in a certain area because now I live in Los Angeles. So therefore in Wisconsin, I can't go to a certain area. I guess that's how I'm trying to understand this. And it's totally different countries, so there's totally different rules. And they obviously the women have to be covered and stuff like that, the veil thing. What would you do if you were in a place and you're told you can't? Say we all went to go see the Washington Monument, and we went in to go see the Declaration of Independence, and they said, well, women can't get close to it because men wrote it.
I have something similar to in my own life. Is I'm originally from Frankfurt, Germany, and being able, when people look at me, they're automatically going to see me as a African American. My birth certificate and everything says German American. So when I'm there, they automatically think I'm a citizen, an African American citizen, blah 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 blah. And then now, at my job, we have our names, and then we have where we're from, right under our name. And when guests come in, they look at my tag, they're like, "You're from Frankfurt, Germany?" I'm like, "Yes, both parents military." Da 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 da. I have to give them the whole spiel, and they're like, "Oh, okay." Then they start speaking in German. Then I give them a little bit, and they're like, "Oh." So it's like I'm covering up for. They think that this is a lie, so they're covering up for them. It's kind of odd. But I did understand. I did like the fact that, Asa pointed out that, Reza pointed out that when they're over there, and they asked, well, you can't go because you're a citizen, and he was like, oh wow. Even Asa's mother was just like, she snapped her face like, what? What in the heck?
Yeah,
but yeah, I kind of have a similar idea to that.
I think they're proud to be Americans and to be recognized in their home country as Americans.
Well, a little bit, but I think Asa is more so wanting to be able to say, I'm still who I am, and my heritage and my history means a lot to me too. But at the end of the day, she's living in the United States. Yeah, I was going to say that's my point.
She really wanted to move back. She could technically move back and stay there. So she's choosing to be in the United States. She's choosing to be her pop priestess here in California. She probably, I don't know if that would be socially accepted.
I just think she's spoiled. All of them are spoiled from being here.
Yes.
And they wanted to go there because that's home. You want to go there and you're spoiled from all the treatment here. But did you have a thought about them having to not go home and feeling like if you were not able to go home
or the fact that Gigi can't go back because of the show, she admitted.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to go back to Iran. And Lilly said that her grandmother was sick and she could have gone back, but her family asked her not to.
Because of the show, yeah.
So now, that makes me want to ask a question. Would you, I don't want to say sell yourself, but for reality TV, basically now you can't go back home because you're on a reality TV show.
Not worth it.
I don't think they knew that.
What would you do it?
I don't think they knew that.
But Gigi sounds like she knew that. She's like, I'm on this show, so I know I can't go back.
Well, that's what Isa said. She was just like, this show is something about the Iranian and Persian life.
And their
so why
culture
not?
is so well knit. They know that people are gonna watch it. That's the thing. People watch, all there is reality TV. And in other countries, they thrive off of all of these stars that are reality TV stars. They love it.
But out of all the shows, I think that Shahs of Sunset is the one where they don't need much directions from the producers.
No, I think they're just being who they are.
And talk about that and that.
They're being real.
Right, they're
Exactly.
being real.
Yeah.
And so I personally, if someone said I could never go back home because I'm on reality TV, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either.
There's no place like home.
But do you think they knew? That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
They knew. Think about it.
I think it's good that they're bringing bringing light to their culture here in the United States.
But
I think
they
it's
may
good
take it wrong.
and educating people about it. But I think that they knew that this could be a situation where they may potentially not be able to go home because of what's being seen on TV.
Yeah.
They know they're not wearing their veils. They know they're frolicking around half naked at times. They know Reza knows he's a very proud gay man.
Yep.
You know all these things. See, it's black and white. You know it. Yes.
And Lilly even made a comment. She said the propaganda from the show may bring, because of all the things, it could start a war.
Yeah.
So they know what they're getting into, especially they know their culture, they know what they're doing over here. And it's just like if you're doing something like the people that go on the real world and their parent, they have sex and do all this crazy
I
stuff.
hope my parents don't see it.
And then when it's time to go home, their parents see it, and then it's like, oh hell, it's like scary. It's like, and your parents may not want you back. Like, what are you doing having sex on TV?
Well, that brings me back to MJ saying when people would ask her if she's Muslim or Iranian or whatever, she was like, no, does she practice?
Is she practicing?
Yeah, is she practicing? She was like, no. What did she say?
She's
no,
not a practicing, but she is Muslim.
Right. So she has to tell a story each time someone asks her that. But she said when she was in Turkey, she was like, I have no shame of being Muslim.
Well, because they're all there.
Right. But
it's like
my thing is, I'm like Asa. If you're proud to be something, you're going to rep it regardless where you are. And if you're that one person out of 15 people that does not like something that all the other 14 people that do not like, then still stand your ground and be who you are. And I've learned to realize that myself, because going through, I used to want to be with a group of friends and they wanted one thing and I don't. Perfect example right now. People that I'm around like Beyonce. I don't like Beyonce. So I'm the difficult person, or I'm the person that, he whack, or whatever the case may be.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly. Let that be and go on about yourself. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? But I totally understand the fact of Isa standing up and saying, well, I'm proud to be Iranian. I want to be Iranian. I don't care. I can be on TV, but okay.
But then she wants to go home.
But you can't.
But you can't have
both.
both.
Have it both ways.
You can't have the best of both worlds.
Well, here's the thing, okay, she can be who she is when she's here. But if she's going to go back, why not allow her to go back, but as she should?
Because she's already disrespected her country. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking you shamed our country, because if you knew, how we roll in our rules.
Okay, let's go back then. What's his name? Reza. Reza is a gay man, and he was in the middle of the
mosque.
They didn't know, but they don't know he's gay.
Okay, but how they know they? My names are just going everywhere. But Asa is on TV.
But let's remember too. They said that they couldn't cross into the border because it would be dangerous for them to even cross into the border,
right,
because they do have names and stuff. Now maybe they didn't know right then and there that was Reza from the TV show Shahs of Sunset.
We talked about
but the
that.
thing is, the Real World just shot in Istanbul a whole the Real World. So they're at this point it's the capital. So I'm sure there's tons of people.
Tourists.
Anthony Bourdain, he goes there and shoots his cooking, his food and traveling show. So I'm sure there's a lot of cameras that at this point they're used to that. But if you get over to Iran, where it's very strict security and all of that, and they know who you are, and especially if they talk about it's so dangerous over there and how they say it, the risk of her going over there and being an American TV star is very dangerous. And she wants to have the best of both worlds, which she can't.
Yeah. We can continue this conversation on YouTube or iTunes. You guys can check us out, Shahs of Sunset, and all the other AfterBuzz TV shows, and rate us 5 stars. Let us know what you're thinking. Tell us your comments, your concerns, all the good feedback, all the bad. We can, like I said, continue this on either YouTube or iTunes and find out more about what you guys think about whether Asa's kind of playing both sides and if that's fair or not. Speaking of the last part about their little conversation about Turkey, Lilly mentions
a free sex change.
A free sex change for those that are gay.
Boom.
Andy said he's going to go over there.
That was
Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes, yeah.
That was like Lilly threw a freaking death bomb on the table, because Andy said, his face lit up like it was freaking Christmas.
But if you think about it, there's like a black market in every country place, so I'm sure there is something like that they're offering.
But what's here? You get free what? Teeth?
No, there's tons of free stuff. I mean, Botox here is like what, $9 a shot.
gosh.
Like you can get anything now.
All right, let's talk a little bit about MJ's mom because
Yes.
she had plenty
She
to
came out
say for. She came
guns
out
ready.
guns blazing. Yeah, she had plenty to say for everybody about their outfits, and we're all dressed nice.
No,
and,
before
and
that, she
fun
was
today.
just like, am I supposed to eat? Because if I'm not going to eat, the plate is supposed to be in front of me and da 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 da.
It says Reza.
It says Reza, move this and da 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 da.
She is too much. I wrote down on my paper, Vita is La Vida Loco.
Loco, really.
Yeah, she's a nut.
Wow, I love her though. She's so real. Like I love people who are just real and like almost have a filter but don't have a filter.
She definitely doesn't
So
have
she's
a
like,
filter.
you think she doesn't have one in completely?
No.
I think she has one a little bit because there were times she really
I think
wanted
she's
to say,
conservative, but I don't think she has a filter.
No filter.
oh, okay, nice way to put that.
I
Okay.
think that's how it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, that's
interrupt
good.
you.
No,
but
you
I
changed
think
my mind. That's
I
good.
think that's what it is. She's conservative because
Yeah.
she doesn't want to see MJ showing her boobs, and she doesn't want to hear Reza calling all the girls the B word.
Good word, so we
but
use
yet
that.
she has no
Yeah.
problem spouting off that he's
Yeah.
doing that,
Yeah.
talking about her, saying that MJ was unplanned. She really doesn't. I wrote down that she has a difficult time expressing her feelings. And we see that a lot with MJ throughout the season and obviously know where that comes from because her mom, when it comes down to saying nice things about MJ, Andy points
hesitated.
out that she says 3 things, but it was like pulling teeth.
Mind you, it still wasn't about her. She's like, she loves her dogs.
Yeah, there was nothing
loves
like
family.
really.
She's
She's family oriented. There was nothing really genuine, and I loved seeing Lilly stand up for her when she
And
has
Gigi.
Lilly has no reason to stand up for MJ after
Mm-hmm.
everything that went on between the two of them. She really didn't need to, and
At one
she
point,
did.
it went in a circle. Like Mike was like, "Well, is she beautiful?" You know, like everyone's like, "Okay, come on."
She's a
like,
good mom.
say
She's motherly.
something.
Say
Yeah,
something.
say
She's
something.
smart. And Mike was like, she's smart. Say
Oh
it.
yeah, she's smart. It was definitely painful to watch. And if I was MJ, I would be kind of embarrassed by her mom's behavior with that because I would hope that it wouldn't take prodding.
She's definitely heartless. I could say that. Her mom.
You really had to push to get something good out of her.
That would hurt me to death.
That's really. That's just.
I
It
would
is
like-
hurtful.
Kick her
I
off
could
the
not sit
reunion.
right next to her.
Yeah,
at
I
that point.
couldn't. I would like. It would take everything out of me not to.
Yeah, they
like
would've-
I wasn't planned.
I would have been like, y'all.
And
gotta
you're
take
saying
me
this
off.
on national. She's like, this is my first time ever hearing this. Like, don't drop a bomb on me. I've been sitting here for 13 hours recording. They're not giving me alcohol. And then you want to tell me that I'm not planned?
Oh,
Who
wow.
are you?
I'd be
Yeah.
like, they would have to told me out of
She
there.
took it really well. She handled it.
She really did.
well and stayed very calm because I probably would have gotten up and walked away.
Yeah,
with
for
something
sure.
that difficult.
But even
to
me
talk
just
about.
sitting at the table, if I was there, I would have been like, oh gosh, she is so like not.
But
cool
it
for
made
that.
everyone like tear up, and even Lilly
Mm-hmm.
said, that is not a traditional mother-daughter, Persian mother and daughter
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
That's true.
And it's
Or
sad.
any
I
mother
could
for that
only,
matter.
I could only
Yeah.
like imagine growing up with her. I would have ran away.
And after all of that counseling and all of that stuff, she
Mm-hmm.
still believes that her daughter is not marriage material. That bothers me. That really bothers me. And I understand Lily saying that because as a mother, like I've seen a female who was very, very immature, partied all the time. She had no responsibilities whatsoever. She was with baby and had that child and changed instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it usually happens that way.
Instantly.
Yeah, sometimes people, they all of a sudden get that maternal instinct as soon as they're with child or as soon as they have the child, it changes. And guys too.
Oh, of course.
You've heard
yeah.
guys that are like, I'm not really about having kids. And then all of a sudden, their wife is pregnant. I had my old boss that just saw him the other day. He has 5-month-old twins. And he's
Oh,
like,
I love that.
I can't believe I have kids. He's like, I'm so in love with them, I can't handle it. He's like, here, look at the pictures on my phone. Look at. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
you're a different
I could tell
person.
you horrible stories about
Yeah.
working with him because he was crazy and drunken and had a handlebar mustache. But he's all about being a father now.
that's
And it's
good.
just so incredible to hear that when that happens. And that's something, obviously, when you do see MJ with her dogs, she does love her dogs. So it's very easy for me to say, I think MJ would be a great mother.
And she takes them everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think she'd be very attentive and fun
I
and
agree.
express her feelings because her mom's not.
I agree.
And I think she would die down with all the drama and the.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is why too it took so long for MJ to apologize to Gigi when she did that whole Cheyenne situation because her mom doesn't ever apologize to her. And so it's hard for her to either forgive or admit that she made a mistake. And like you have to pull it out of her, just like you have to pull it out of her mom.
It's always interesting to meet family members of friends and stuff to see where they came from and see either what they've overcome or what their parents have taught them and stuff.
And you see a lot of things of your friend's parents in your friend when you hang around like their family, because you're like, oh, so that's why she talked to me like that.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not your fault.
Right.
Talking about family and perhaps starting a new family, Mike and Jessica, he's apparently buying time.
Which does not
What do
make
you
sense.
think of him buying time, English? I know you've got stuff to say about that.
I was like, what does that mean? I don't want to be with you because buying time, what? I mean, like, I know he said he's trying to buy time.
He's afraid.
And he's afraid. Like, these are all, and then he said, if you're saying you've never loved a woman in your life as much as you loved her,
What are you
go
waiting
for
on?
it.
Okay.
What are you buying time for?
Okay.
All right, you're the guy. Tell us, explain.
I understand Mike's place. When a male loves someone as much as he says that he loves Jessica, which I hope you don't, because Jessica, I'm available, by the way. But no, when he says how much he loves Jessica, as a male, I can really kind of see it. And I would want the best for her. If we're together, I'm going to give you nothing but the best. That's what men do. That's what is like installed in us. So when we see someone that we want to spend out the rest of our life with, we want to give them the best. So I'm not just going to give you any wedding or any ring or anything. Even if you tell me, go get the one out of the 25-cent Cracker Jack box. No, I want the best. So when you're with your girlfriends, I want them to look up to you, not look up to the other girl in the group. I want my girl to be the talk of the group. I want my girl to be, you remember that song, Shantae Got a Man at Home? You remember that video? How Shantae was like, well, forget y'all, my man do me good. That's me. I want to be able to let my girl to say, well, y'all go over there with that drummer, my man does me well. You know, so I understand how he feels. Now, as far as the time waiting, he wants everything in order. He doesn't want it to be
He
like...
wants his ducks in a row,
exactly.
which we discussed.
He wants everything, and I don't think it's just finances. I think it's more so to mentally. He wants to be ready and says that when he wants to do something for her, he can go ahead and do it and not wait.
But he has to
He's
also
gonna
think
lose
about
her.
herself. She's converted. She's done everything she's supposed to do in his eyes. So now it's like, where's my reward? Where's my ring? And if it's not about finances and you're trying to buy time, there's no way to. There's no such thing as buying time.
You can
sorry.
still get engaged and take that next step and then plan the wedding and still have time. You don't need to get married. Like a lot of people, engagements can last a year to 2 years,
Yeah.
Right,
depending. And some people get married very quickly. But getting engaged, they could still have another year before they get married.
Well,
Right.
well, that's the point now. I'm glad you just said that about her doing her part, because that goes back to my prediction of me saying that I think Jessica is going to be over it, in a little part, in this, probably like next season. She's probably going to be over the fact of waiting for him to step on board. And I think she's going to become this independent, okay, got to do my own thing.
Yep.
So you're
But
trying
I don't
to
think
say,
they're going to break up. I think she's just going to be like, okay, well, you do this thing, but it seems like I have a place on this cast.
So are you saying that Vita and Jessica are joining the cast?
I think so.
Is that
Ooh,
your prediction?
predictions.
Wait, no.
We'll get to
before
that soon, yeah.
predictions, let's talk about
Reza and Mike.
and Reza and the whole emotional breakdown at the end, and touched everyone's heart. And
I thought I didn't find it that touching because I thought we had already cleared this up.
Exactly.
I thought this was already cleared up at the gym before we left for Palm Springs when they figured everything out,
Right.
and they were all in Palm Springs together. That's why I was like, oh, we're still fighting. There's still beef
there
between you
had
two.
to have
You're
something
still
happen
not.
after that.
Well, sure.
And I don't think they fully, like, now they're able to break bread, sit down. Like, I know they went to Palm Springs and all of that, and then the
too
engagement
soon?
happened. I think it was too soon. I think now the way that they're expressing their emotions to each other, and they're saying no matter how dark and ugly it gets, like, I honestly will never change from loving you, which is unconditional love. And the fact that it, sparked everyone else's emotion. We even heard Lilly say she loved all of them.
Which was shocking.
And she was so happy to see them.
And she has, I think, even has a right to have some sort of grudge
Right.
towards them because of the way that she was treated throughout the season, and then even the way they were treating her in the first half of the reunion on part one. She certainly had had feelings to hold that grudge, and she was so honest and playful and fun with everybody.
And poised. She held her composure very well.
I tell you guys, I love her. I think she's honest. I think she's real. I think sometimes she hides what she is because she's afraid she won't be accepted.
She has to get confident.
But I think she's really a real, genuinely sweet and caring person about all of them. And I hope that she does move on because I think she's got bigger and better things. And I think all these people are honestly not even worth her time.
I think Lilly is one of those people that have to get comfortable who she's around. Also, I think that Mike and Reza we were able to see that again of them, getting everything together was because there was a mediator. Andy kind of pushed it and asked the right questions. So when you have someone in between asking the right questions,
that's a sane mind.
Exactly. Like, there's a difference in between Andy and Asa asking, "What's the problem?" Da da da. Asa is she's been there. We need someone outside to kind of mediate this relationship and get it pushing. So I think that's why we saw them do that whole thing again. Because I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is boring because we've seen them cry and kiss each other on the cheek.
So now maybe if Reza goes with Mike to get the ring, he'll actually buy one because he says he wouldn't want to go with anyone else.
Then Reza.
I'm still mad he didn't get the ring in Turkey.
So Reza needs to push him to do that. But do you guys have any news and gossip at all?
Yes, I do.
English has some news and gossip.
Okay, everyone. Okay, news and gossip tonight that I was watching like the fashion. I love fashion, so I was watching one of like the fashion recaps, and actually they really loved MJ's dress. So self-confidence booster for you, girlfriend. They loved your dress. They said you look snatched and tight in all the right places. So that girdle you bought is working. Good for her. And then Lilly.
Cortez is hating on the dress right now.
You didn't like it? The color was beautiful. I mean,
I like the color.
Vita. Anyways.
She did that look good. I'd never seen that dress.
She didn't ask my permission to get it. Okay, so Lilly, and I know we spoke before about the guy that she was dating.
And we thought this was the one that she had talked about in a previous news article saying this was her new guy months ago. And apparently
it's not, because the guy we were talking about, she was in Fashion Week with, and now they are all over Instagram. Go check them out. He posted something yesterday saying that they have known each other for 4 weeks and he cannot imagine a week without her. So, more power to you, girl. There probably will be a wedding for you before Mike and Jessica.
I believe so,
and it'll be
too.
Fabulous, and I hope we can go because we will cover it here on
Please
AFTERBUZZ
invite
TV.
us. We love you, Lilly.
Yes, Lilly. Please do.
We also have I have some good news too about Gigi. Apparently she's got a new boyfriend, Dennis. I don't know his last name, but she was posting pictures and paparazzi caught them while they were on vacation, frolicking on the beach, and she looks so happy. And
good for
he's
her.
tatted up, and they seem literally perfect.
Is he cute?
He's one of the 3 contenders.
He was all right.
All right.
He's one of
He
the
was
3
all right.
contenders.
But it was good to see her happy and cute with somebody, and this is the first person that she's been with since she apparently was with Jax. So,
Right. Okay, what's our prediction?
predictions for next season.
Boom, boom, boom.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I predict that, like I said, I think Jessica is going to become a character on the show.
A character.
A character, yeah. I really think that she's going to be a character.
They are characters.
Yeah, they really are. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of Vita and MJ becoming more humble and more, what is it you call it, maternal? Maternal, yeah.
My prediction is that they are going to do a wedding special for Adam and Reza, and I think that will come in between season 3, and then I think Adam will be a part of the cast, and he's soft-spoken, so it'll be like a good dynamic to have someone that's not as like crazy and wild, but still likes to eat caviar.
I think that I agree with Cortez. I think that Jessica is going to be a new castmate for them. And I think they're going to bring in another guy. And whether I don't think Adam is drama enough for the show. I think it would have to be somebody like Sasha.
Oh.
So I see 2 very strong personalities coming into the show since I think we're going to lose Lilly. So I see Jessica coming in, being a strong personality, and perhaps even Layla.
Oh, yeah.
And then bringing in a really strong personality guy.
That's good. And
That's-
maybe English, Cleveland, because now I'm Persian.
Yeah, it may be me, because, yeah.
Well, where can they find you guys?
Yes, well, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Cortez G West.
You can find me, everyone, on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
And you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner, and my blog, lyndseywegner.blogspot.com, and Supernatural later tonight. This is our last show, you guys.
I know.
For Shahs of Sunset. We look forward to seeing you next year. Or next season, I guess. It's probably not going to be next year. Next season. Stay tuned, and we'll miss you till then.
Yes,
Kisses, you guys.
Comment, y'all. We want to see what you got to say. We want to hear what you got to say.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.